Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop, and this is another Flea Market Finds episode. This is actually an estate pick. This is actually the first pick of 2022. This was a pick down in Rhode Island. Came up on Facebook Marketplace, and ended up making an appointment to go down there and bought quite a few tools. Actually, got 2 boxes full of tools, and then I've got a old toolbox I'm going to show you. So let's dive right in. I don't remember, got it written down somewhere, but I don't remember exactly what I ended up paying for the whole shebang here, but I ended up getting a good deal, I know that. So usually don't pay too much for indicators unless it's something special, just because I have so many of them, and I don't tend to get too much for them, especially when they're not 100%, like for instance this tech lock. This is an earlier tech lock, so it's probably Japanese, which would make it a little bit better quality. But it's sticky. Might be something easily fixed, but I'm not going to bother with it. It's got an unusual back on it. Here's another tech lock. This one's also sticky. Actually, I like the feel of this one better, though. This one is, it's sticking a little. It's actually getting better as I use it, so that's more of the gumminess. This one here seems like it's not sticking until you get past that spot right there and it hangs, which would tend to indicate maybe something on the rack or something wrong with the rack. And this one is so I got a kick out of this one because it's a Starrett, but it was made for Starrett by this company, Reed Rico, and it says penetration gauge, but it's just a thousandths indicator. That's kind of a weird name they gave this thing. Normally, I don't bother with federal indicators, again because they don't tend to bring big money. But this one is a back button one, so it's a little bit more unusual. So we'll see. Well, that goes. Thread files. These are really handy to have. If you don't know what these are for deburring threads. And sometimes you have a slightly damaged thread on something you're working on, and you can bring it back to life with one of these. And I don't remember if there's normally 2 or 3 of these in the set, but generally speaking, they cover all of your standard thread pitches with just like 2 or 3 of these. I've seen these badged by different companies. These particular ones are marked General. These are too cool for school. A few picks back, I featured some brand new old stocks Starrett ones that I had found at the flea market. These are well used, but check out these. These are Wiltons. And of course, Wilton is the manufacturer of the fairly famous and well-loved bullet vise. So these are really well used, but it's kind of cool that they're original Wilton bullet vise. I don't bullet vise, but they're original Wilton soft jaws. One brown and sharp indicator actually was just kicking around loose like this too, and I'm happy to say it actually still works perfectly fine. And I've got a few extra brown and sharp cases, so I know I've got a case I can put that in. He was kind of surprised that I wanted to bother taking all of his deburring tools. We got a couple of Vargas ones. We got one of these old schooly ones. Mag bases, same thing with the mag bases. I don't, not going to bring much. This one's a little better. Surface rust is a problem on it. Luckily, it's not frozen internally, so the magnet still works. These are model 657s. This one is a little bit better because it's got this, you loosen the bottom here. Well, actually, that's unscrewing. That's not supposed to. If that wasn't unscrewing and we could loosen this, then this has a ball swivel and this swivels. And then this is a fine adjust, I believe. I can't twist clamp, and I think a smaller cant twist clamps. Whenever I can buy cant twist clamps for around $5 a piece, I tend to get them. Sometimes I'll even get like 3 for 10 when they get into the smaller sizes. But like one like this size, I'll pay $5 a piece for these all day long. And then, actually, let me just grab these now. They're in the other box. So the funny part is that all these machinist tools were down in his basement, and this was after we had concluded the deal on all the machinist tools. We stopped in his garage on the way out, and I asked about if he had any tools for sale out there, and he let me look through the drawers in some of his toolboxes and stuff, and that's where I found all these cant twist clamps. There's a nice big one there, right? Okay, got a really good deal on these cant twist clamps by pulling them together. And then I looked up, and he had a pipe hanging across the back wall of the garage. Hard area to get to. There's a bunch of stuff piled up in front of it. He had a bunch of C-clamps up there. There's another cant twist. But then I spotted these two big boys. And I said, how about those? And they're genuine cant twists. They're nice big ones. So he let me climb over some stuff to get back there and get these, and I was really happy to snag those. I don't have too many of those larger ones like that. I went through some drawers on a Gerstner toolbox that he wasn't selling, but he let me buy tools out of it, and I went through the drawers and found every single one of these that I could find. And these are all going to be either Starretts or Generals. I'll go through them in a bit. Nice, assortment of just random loose ones. What's great is I'm hoping maybe I can finally put together. This is a pouch I have for the 162 series. So looks like maybe with a little luck, one of these will be a 162, and I can actually grow this set a little bit. Let's see. One of these drill point gauges with protractor built in. This is a Craftsman. Nice shape, nice and clean. This is an interesting little sort of angle plate V-block type deal that he made on his surface grinder at work, and he said it was really handy, and I got that really cheap too. And a magnetic transfer block, V-block, and a nice little shop-made precision grinding vise. Pretty clean. He laser engraved his name on the end here, so I'm not going to show you that end just for privacy's sake, because this is not the estate of somebody who was passed on. This guy is still with us. At least he was when I saw him in January. Alright, so that's a nice little honey for the money. Alright, let me clear this stuff off and we'll get the other box up here. Alright, here's the rest of this stuff. Let's a little room here. Here's a nice Starrett 12-inch blade with the original hardened centering head and square. Yep, both marked hardened. Here's a nice V-block. This is a Brown and Sharp 797, I think. Got the same laser etched Chevy emblem with the owner's name on it. Got the original clamp with it too. It's in great shape actually. Normally I don't buy these chucks because they tend to want too much money for them, but at this point I had bought so much stuff. He gave me a pretty good deal on this. I don't remember exactly how much, but I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't a really good deal. This is a Jacobs 18N, so this would be a super ball bearing chuck, and the 18N capacity is 1/8 to 3/4 inch, and it's on an R8 shank, so it's ready for a Bridgeport or my Wells Index mill, but I think I already have one of these, so this will be a resale. And it has the original Jacobs key with it, which is nice. And another precision grinding vise. This one's actually even nicer than the last one. This one, I believe this is also, okay, so this one he didn't engrave. So I'm not sure whether or not this is a shop made one or not. It's got an interesting design feature which I like, which is that it's got this little shelf built in here, so you can put a part in like that, but then it also has the V-ways, horizontal and vertical V-ways. So if you've got a small, a small pin or something like that that you need to grind, or say I wanted to grind this flat, on the end of this. That last one was only a 2-inch jaw. This one is a 3. It's got a couple other things going for it. It's got these recessed cap screw holes so that this could be bolted down. 4 of them. It's also got these holes in the top that are drilled and tapped for almost like auxiliary jaws or some other kind of hole down or something. I don't know. Pretty good. There were quite a few drill bits and end mills and stuff that I left there, mostly high-speed steel. But the one thing I did take advantage of getting some more of while I was there was these piloted cutters. These are really handy. These are for making these kind of socket holes like right here on this vise where a cap screw could be recessed down in there. And these are pretty pricey new, so I decided to grab all that he had. And here's a 627A and a 627B Brown and Sharp radius gauge set. It's a Craftsman Scriber. This is a 835 Brown and Sharp hermaphrodite caliper. The other one here is, I don't know if that tip is damaged or what the deal is. Yeah, that's another 835 hermaphrodite caliper that apparently the tip is broken off. Got a couple of edge finders here. Oh, that's a 792 Brown and Sharp. It's marked right on the end there. And this one appears to be completely unmarked. So that's a no name. A skinny little hook rule, General. And then these little things here, I found these, and he says, yeah, he had a set of these somewhere, but he couldn't find them. So unfortunately, I didn't get the whole set. But I did get these 3 little ones here. These are actually from a tap removal kit. It's kind of an interesting design that they use here with these little fingers. If you break a tap off down in a hole, you use the correct corresponding size of one of these, and these little metal fingers will go down into the hole and engage the flutes on the tap. And then you just put something to drive this square head on here, and the idea is you unscrew the tap back out of the hole. So I have a set of these, and I'll add these to that kit. They even sell the replacement, these little fingers. If they break, you can actually get the replacement fingers. Couple of squares that I got. This is a Starrett number 20, 4.5 inch. Again, this is laser engraved with the Chevy emblem with his name on it. And this is a really early, early one. This one is marked, I've never seen this before. This one is marked Machine Gun Absolute Reliable Square. It says grinding. So you see the little machine gun emblem there? Ain't that something? Looks really early. Well, looks like for the time being this is going to remain a mystery. Nothing coming up in a Google search. Very hard, of course. As soon as you put the word machine gun in there, it kicks out a whole bunch of stuff that has to do with machine guns and nothing to do with squares. And then if you try and use, in quotes, machine gun, absolute reliable square, no hits. So no past sales or current sales for anything like this on eBay. So, I don't know. I found some adjustable parallels. I think I noticed that these were all Starrett or... Nope, I'm sorry. Brown and Sharp. So that's a 673-4. That's a 673-6. Another 673-6. And then this one looks like it might be unmarked. Interesting. Appears to be the same size as this one though. It's almost like two pairs of adjustable parallels. Alright, and here's the last of it. These were in the garage. These are transfer buttons. Nielsen transfer screws. A little surface rust on them, but still usable. And then I also found several of these little transfer button assortments. These are from the Heelman company. I've got some of these now. So inside here are, in case for those of you who've never seen these before, these are transfer buttons just like these, only they are stored in this little container, and then the nose of the container right here actually acts as a almost like a tool to install them. This is a tap follower, a very small one, so that's spring loaded, and that point's made to engage the hole in the back of a tap, and that helps keep the tap centered when you're tapping a hole. 3 of these hole attachments. You put your drop indicator in here. The stem of the drop indicator goes in here, and this will engage the bottom of it, and then you can reach into a bore now with that tip. Handy tool to have. So this gray one that appears to be made out of brass and is coated with gray paint is unmarked. This small one here appears to be unmarked, but this one, the black or grayish crinkle finish, is actually marked right on the barrel here, brown and sharp. So that's kind of neat. This is a post that screws into a mag base. These are arbors for small slitting saws. I guess you could also use them for, maybe you could use these also for sanding discs, small ones, like little emery discs. Here's another set of Starrett 298 key seat rule clamps in the original box. This is kind of neat here. This is a Starrett S423 set, which is, it's a little miniature rules with a holder, so you can reach down into an area to take a measurement. So that one's in upside down. That's a nice little set there. I think I have one of these already. I'll double check. We get a Brown and Sharp 795 Wiggler set. Is this Brown and Sharp 599 something 586 maybe? This is small hole gauges. These are nice. So the way these work is you when you move this right here, it actually expands this end right here. So you would put this down into a bore until you get a slight drag on it, and then take it out, and then you use a micrometer and take a measurement of the end with the micrometer. So there's two styles of these. There's the full ball style, and then there's this style here, which has the flat bottom, which is good for doing blind holes. And that's a complete set, A through D. So can go from holes down to 200 thousandths up to 400 thousandths. I'll have to check and see. I know I have one of these sets. Not sure which one it is though. I know in the past I've sold the Starrett ones and kept the Brown and Sharp just because the Starrett tends to bring a little bit more money. And this and its contents are the final items on this pick. This was a Gerstner toolbox that I had looked at near the beginning. We went back and forth on price on this, and I finally ended up getting this box for 140 bucks. There's really not much, as far as contents go, there's not much in there. He did take out a couple of things that I didn't care about. I mainly was buying the box. It's a smaller box. It's got this nice quartersawn oak in it. It's actually in really great shape for the age. Got some, patina, we'd call this, right? On here. He did some work to this. So, that's the other thing that's kind of cool. Got it right here in my wallet. The original key, if you can believe that one. So it's currently locked inside where the original mirror was. Was probably in bad condition, so he had removed the mirror. The original frame's still here, and he had stuck a photograph of his wife in there, which is nice, or his sweetheart. I believe it was his wife. Anyways, he redid the felt. That's why this looks the way it does. This might be original felt down here. This looks different. And then he was a big Chevy fan. So I've got this tape on here to protect the privacy. And if I pull this front panel down, felt in there. That looks like that may have been replaced. So I don't know how well that's... I got the camera kind of at a bad angle here. But what he's got on here is he's got a brass placard he made in the shape of the Chevy emblem. And he had a 1955 Chevy that he had restored that he was really fond of. So that's why he made this. So this had his name on it, which I covered up for privacy. And this placard and the year, 55. So we're going to take that off. Hopefully there is not too much of a ghost of an image left behind there. And that'll restore this much closer to original. This looks like I'm just taking it off now. Oh, that's unfortunate. So there is a actual remarkable lack of sheen to the finish behind here. I wonder if this has been... Looks like maybe he did a refinish on this box at some point. So that's going to look not so great. So I guess I will leave this placard... Oops, I will leave this placard on here. And let the next owner decide if they want to be a Chevy fan. I'm wondering if... Oh, see, it's only polished on one side. And it wouldn't, if you turned it around. Yeah. Oh, well, let's look at what's inside this box. What wonderful gems were left behind in here. So on the back of the lower drawer here, when I pull it out, he's got his name and the date, February 24th, 1999. So I'm wondering if that's when he acquired this box. The rest of what's in these drawers, this is just all hardware. There's some good stuff in here, though. These little caps, can use those. And there's some Woodruff keys in there, washers and screws. And this is all center drills, which is nice, especially these long ones, these extra long ones here. They all look like they're in decent shape. So I'll put those in my board. We have some foreign coinage. Well, I know what that is. That's a wrench for changing the points on a indicator. They're all over the place here. We got a 20 groszy. That's a Polish coin. Polish pieniądze. This is a 5-cent euro coin from 2002. Got a nice little boat on the back. And then this is a United Skate. I think it says that's a token for use at a skating rink. Probably roller skating rink from back in the day. This is Discovery Zone token, no cash value. And this is a United Transit Company token, probably for use on Subway or something like that. I might have to look that one up. So somebody was kind of like a token collector, I guess. I don't know. Tweezers, picks. Oh, look at that little honey of a Stare-It punch. A little tiny sucker. I'll put that on my Stare-It punches. All right, what else we got in here? Some other stuff. I pulled a couple of those out. There was also this. This is a hook scale attachment. Hook rule attachment. This turns your regular scale into a hook rule, but it's missing the little tiny piece that goes in there. This thing here, I don't know what this is. This is a Gerstner made in Italy. It's, I wonder if this is like a grease pencil or something. It's got a collet on the end that opens up when you push on it to hold something. That was in this drawer with these other weird, almost like grease pen style markers that I'm not familiar with. The rest of these drawers are for the most part empty, I believe. Oh yeah, and there was this another one of these nice little screw jacks and a tap follower. It's not one of those spring-loaded ones though. It's just a solid tap follower. I think it's a tap follower. I don't know. And then it's up here. Nope. All right, that's it. All right, so that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this tool find episode. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Take care.